My name is Ikeem Allen. My number is number 55. Playing for the Kuopio Steelers. I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina, originally. Grew up in the city of Charlotte, North Carolina. Pretty much the type of guy I am. I like to get into sports. I love all type of sports, primarily football, basketball. Grew up a three-sport athlete growing up in middle school and high school. Got into wrestling and track and field a bit. So yeah, I'm pretty much, been an athlete my entire life, and graduated from the University of Miami, Miami University of Ohio, just to correct that, so that people won't get confused. And yeah, graduated 2018 and played for the Brisbane Rhinos 2019 in Brisbane, Australia. And after that COVID year, that messed up a lot of things for majority of all athletes. And then 2020, I was here in Kuopio for the first time, and now I'm back again in 2022. So I've played professionally going on my third year now. I'm a defensive tackle / defensive end, so pretty much an all-around defensive lineman. My main task is to get after the quarterback and stop the run. And also lead the defense as a vocal leader. And yeah, that's pretty much what I do. Yes, I've always kept stuck with this one routine where after we get a break and everything pregame, I usually go to the side and say a prayer, praying for how thankful I was to have another opportunity to play this game. And after I pray, it's like all butterflies are washed away. And it's like, it's time for game time and the whistle blows, and, that's how I get myself ready, primarily for the games. So I think just the all-around camaraderie of being involved with the team, teamwork and learning different personalities. And I think football, there's no better sport than football to actually get to know a man, specifically. Football teaches a lot of life goals and a lot of life, decision-making skills and stuff like that, because, football is a very physical but also mental, and you can't turn it on or turn it off. Like, it's always has to be on. And I think also football allows, a man to also find himself, what type of man he is himself, because being around, a group amount of guys every day, you get to know their personality, you get to know your personality as well, how you intervene with others, how you communicate with others, and how you behave around others, being around each other as many times as we are. And I just think that football is a very life-changing sport for many who do play the sport. So not just on the field, but also off the field, being brothers and friends and lifelong friends after. So yeah. Crazy story. So when I was in Australia playing for the Brisbane Rhinos, Coach Booker, who was the Vasa head coach, who for last year, the past 2 years, after leaving Australia, Coach Pekka, seeing that I played with Coach Booker and Brandon Gwinner, who also plays for the Maple League, and Pekka just decides to reach out to me. And I was more than happy to, accept the offer without any hesitation. And yeah, when I got here, I never turned back. It's been a marvelous European experience. I've gained, the Finnish accent and the Finnish languages. That's what I think I've gained the most out of. And also just being around different people, being around a different culture, learning a different culture, and also, interacting with the culture. That's been a great experience for me. I've never experienced anything like this as far as an American, especially out of the hood. So being here is definitely refreshing to my life, especially before being in the States. So I love the game. One day I also plan on being a defensive line coach for a big time school one day in the NFL. My love for the game is bigger than just, playing. It's also passing on the knowledge to the next generation as well. it's been great being with the kids. And, these guys, I've never had, when you're in the process, you never realize the people who look up to you and the people who watch you, and to see these kids, look up to, a guy like me or a guy like anyone that's playing football is very refreshing. It feels amazing, and you just want to do whatever it takes to get them, in the best opportunity or even in the opportunities that you never had. So, passing down the knowledge, that's all what I'm about. I feel more better than passing down knowledge than a tackle or QB, so that's my love for the game. I love passing on knowledge and, coaching and, interacting with the kids on a personal level. It's just all, fun. It's just all part of family. I train 3 to 4 times a week, depending on the intensity of how I want to go during my workouts this week. Usually I'm doing mobility instead of strength because, I've always had the strength. Now it's just part of, longevity, getting the mobility, hips open, and my flexibility right. So usually I'm taking it, lighter weight and more reps during when the season is up and coming. So Aaron Donald is my favorite player. You see how fast I said that? Aaron Donald is my favorite player. Currently, Ray Lewis has always been my favorite player of all time. The reason I say Ray Lewis is favorite player of all time is because of the type of leader he played on his team, the type of tone he set for his team each practice, each game, in and out, every day. And watching his highlights and mic'd up is always fun on YouTube and stuff like that. Aaron Donald now is because he plays my position. Me and him are primarily the same size. Me and him primarily play the same style as far as the defensive lineman goes. And I look up to him as far as, a personality and, how he, makes his plays on the field. So that's Aaron Donald. Championship, no less. We're going to go back to back for sure this year. I have huge expectations for this 2022 Steelers team. I feel like we have the experience, even though we are young in most areas. But I do also feel like we have the experience to take it another level than last year overall as a team. So championship for sure this year. I feel like we're going to dominate defensively this year, every game, and offensively, I know that Joey and Ed could carry us to the promised land. So, off the field, I'm more of a old school type of guy. I'm more of a I'm always playing like Andre 3000 or Outkast or the early 2000 hits or something like that, like hip hop. Put it in old school hip hop. I'm usually into like Curtis Blow, Slick Rick. I'm into all those guys and Trick Daddy, things like that. But in game, like if I need to get in football mode, it's all trap music. Gucci Mane, 21 Savage, Young Nudie, think artists like that. So Young Thug. So those are my favorite artists to listen to. Fritters, down in the city of Kuopio. Fritters. Fritters is absolute amazing. I love the staff that works there. They show absolute love all the time. Best fried chicken in Europe, hands down. They actually fry it reminds me back at home. So I love Fritters. Fritters is definitely what I recommend. Oh, absolutely. My sacrifice was, coming all the way over here while I have a family back at home. Huge sacrifice, but it was just for the love of the game. I love this game so much that, even though I do have family, I always want to see, different parts of the world and experience myself or experience parts of the world that, no one has or no one even thought of, So I would have never thought like 2 years ago I would have been in Finland, and just to be here going through the process, it just, some days, you know, I wake up and have to remind myself like, wow, like you're in another part of the world, Northern Europe, and you're, you know, doing something that you love. So I think the sacrifices also come with, you know, pros and cons, but I think the pros overrule the cons because you're experimenting, you know, parts of the world that you have never thought that you would, you know. So I'm by the Northern Lights, like, you know, that's crazy, like to even think of, you know. Being on the other side of the world in the United States, to never even think of seeing something like that, to moving over here to now I'm like, I could go 2 hours away and see the Northern Lights. It's just an amazing experience. Yeah. That's just nasty. Why y'all be eating this stuff? For real. Like salted candy, bro. Y'all just different. I don't see how y'all taste buds get that way. Ooh. You know that medicine as a kid where you just wanted to eat and just get rid of? That's what that is. That's what that is. That's worse than cough drops.